This is the plaintiff, Rita Solomon. She says she bought 2 dogs from the defendant, a so-called Yorkie puppy breeder, and both of them had liver problems. The defendant even assured her the puppies were healthy and fit for sale. Nothing could have been further from the truth. She was duped and wants the $4,928 she paid for the dogs and the vet bills returned. This is the defendant, Ira. He says the plaintiff bought 1 puppy, complained about it, returned it, and he gave her another one. Everything was fine and dandy for 2 years, and then boom, he gets this lawsuit? Come on, enough is enough. He is accused of selling poor puppies.
Right away. This case isn't just about 2 adorable Yorkie puppies, it's about trust, genetics, and who should pay when things go horribly wrong. One side says they were sold sick puppies. The other says they're being blamed years later. The biggest question is, can you legally hold a breeder responsible after that much time? Let me know in the comments whose side are you on so far.
The defendant has filed a countersuit for $4,928 for aggravation and defamation of character.
Thank you, Douglas. All right. Rita Solomon,
Yes.
You are suing Catalina and Ira. You've asked us not to mention your last name, and we'll respect that, for $4,928 in vet bills and the purchase price of 2 different puppies that you apparently obtained from him. You are counterclaiming against her the exact same amount in aggravation and defamation of character. Okay, Ms. Solomon, let's hear from you first.
Okay. I love Yorkies, and when I graduated school, I got a puppy, and I had her for 14 years, and then I got another puppy, and the puppy was sick. It had a brain called Chiari malformation, where the back of the skull is malformed. It's genetic, and I spent $15,000 on brain surgery and trying to save the puppy, and it just lived for a year, and then it died.
Goodness.
And I had been out walking. I have 2 little girls, and I was out walking with them one day while I still had the puppy with the brain problem, and I met Catalina, Ira's wife.
Okay.
And she said she has dogs, Yorkies, and that she wanted to sell me one.
Okay.
And at that point, I wasn't ready. You know, my dog was still alive. I wasn't ready for another dog. But she was very persistent, and she kept calling and stopping by. And
Was she a neighbor?
She lives in my neighborhood.
Did you
yes.
know her before this?
No.
Okay, so
I
that's
met her
how
on
you
the
all
street.
met.
I was walking with my girls,
Okay.
and she had Yorkies, and my girls were all excited.
Okay.
And so at some point, I agreed to buy a dog from her, and it was a lot of money. My husband
This was how long ago?
This was in December of 2008.
8, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And my husband was unemployed, and I was really struggling, but I wanted another healthy dog. I just didn't want to have a sick dog. I had that first healthy one, and it was such a joy. So,
Had your dog passed away yet, the middle dog?
no.
Okay, so
And I didn't, he had the brain surgery, and he just wasn't doing that great. So it was just very upsetting. So I started giving her checks toward $2,200 for the dog.
okay.
So I just said, whatever I got, a little money, I was working like 3 jobs, I just give it to her, and then I'd get a dog, a healthy
Okay.
dog. And she kept sending me emails, my dogs are healthy, you won't have what you had with your other, I've never had anything wrong with any of my dogs.
By the time this first dog is named
This is Lily.
Lily. Okay. By the time you get Lily, did your other dog
Yeah.
had died? Okay. So I'm sorry. It's like another kid,
So silly,
right?
but I love them so
No,
much.
I know.
And
I know.
and I put so much into saving him, and
Okay.
I just said, I need a healthy dog.
Okay.
Otherwise,
So now Lily comes.
Yeah.
And this is when?
This is January of. Charlie died in 2000 and December 2008, and
Okay.
Lily came January 2009. Yeah.
All right. So now you have Lily, and what happened?
I'm so happy, and my girls are so happy, and it started out well. So then Lily starts to have.
Here's where the case starts getting serious. When a buyer reports unusual symptoms and the seller dismisses them as paranoia, that's a huge turning point. But remember, suspicions alone don't win lawsuits. In court, medical records and solid evidence always carry far more weight than emotions.
All these neurological, like seizures and...
This is now, you've had Lily for what, 7 months?
Yeah.
Or a year and 7 months?
No, so we got her in January, this is July.
July of 2009?
I think, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So Lily starts, and I start to get, I knew from my other dog that this wasn't normal. So I call her up and I said, I'm very upset, the dog's doing weird things. And she said, you're just being paranoid, the dog's fine, nothing wrong with my dogs. You're just being neurotic because of the other dog. And I was like, something's wrong with this dog. So she said she would take it to her vet, and I said I would pay.
Okay. So were you boarding your dog with her, or she was just doing that?
No, she was just doing that.
You guys were tight? Okay.
Yeah.
So she takes the dog, and then does your wife take the dog to the vet?
Yes.
And what does the vet say?
The vet said that without doing further tests, they only did a bile test, and without doing further tests, you can't find out anything else. Those change.
Well, then do further tests. I'm sorry, I don't understand.
You can spend thousands of dollars and more
Okay.
tests to try to find something.
Okay.
But they didn't think it was necessary. They said, why don't you just try to change the food first and see if you still has the same
Did
problem.
you or your wife notice any problems with the dog when you
No.
had? Okay. So now the dog, you come back from visiting day, the dog goes back to you, and what happens?
Well, I didn't want to take the dog back. I had brought it to my vet first. I let her vet do the test.
Okay.
But I brought it to my vet, and they saw what the dog was doing, and they said something's wrong.
What was actually the dog doing?
It was like, it's something called fly swatting. The dog thinks it sees things because the liver doesn't work. So the system gets all toxin in it, and then the dog starts to like wig out. So it was seeing things, and it was flicking its head and looking up and just, wicking its head back and forth like it was seeing things. And,
Okay.
Yeah, it did it in front of the vet, though, and they saw it. They put it in the
Okay,
records.
and that's you brought it to your vet. You brought the dog, Lily, to your vet before you brought the dog, or after you got the dog back after visiting day?
Before. I brought him to
All right,
and then
so then what happens with Lily?
Then she did the test, and it showed that it had the bad liver. The
Oh, it
test
did?
showed,
I thought it showed nothing. What did it show? Who has a test?
I have the test.
Oh, let me see that. And you don't know that?
The bile test doesn't show enough. You have to
Enough? What did it say at all? What did it say? Do you know?
Honestly, I'm not smart or
All
fancy.
right, we'll find it. Well, now you're smart. You can read. All right, so then what happens?
She sent me he sent me emails saying he wasn't telling her, and that please don't throw this puppy away, and the puppy, I'm being crazy, and he would throw a kid away, and just all kind of, just every day.
Now I saw the email. It doesn't say, would you throw a kid away? What it says is,
He said his
Catalina
kid has a
doesn't
liver
know that I'm
problem,
doing
we
this
don't
behind her
throw him
back.
away.
She doesn't know I'm reaching out to you, but please think twice about doing this because she's such a special dog. Lily's so great. Where's Lily when he emailed you? Did he have Lily or
No,
did you have?
Lily came back with us.
Came back with you.
She said she couldn't keep Lily. Lily had to come back with us.
Okay, so, please think this through, but we'll back whatever decision you make, and we'll behind, meaning what? You were going to return Lily after the dog was 9 months old?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
She
and
said
you agreed to that?
We eventually took Lily back,
You did?
and we gave her a new puppy. We can show you a contract of that.
Okay.
Not a
Let's
problem.
see that. Now, so Lily's
no.
where now?
Lily, I gave her to a new I sent her out for adoption. I have a new home. I'll show you a picture of Lily. She's fine and she's healthy.
Okay, and
there's
did the
nothing
new
wrong
home?
with her.
I have a question. Let me see the picture of Lily. Did the new home pay for Lily?
No.
No, you just adopted her out.
Right, and she's out of the state, and it took me a day and a half
So you
to
essentially
get
ate the purchase price of Lily because you gave her a new dog.
100%.
Okay. I wanted you to know that I am so happy with.
This is a fascinating legal twist. Lily was returned, another puppy was provided, and both sides agreed to that exchange. Judges often view this as a settlement of the original dispute. Once people voluntarily resolve a disagreement, reopening that same issue later becomes incredibly difficult. That single decision may end up deciding the entire case.
Lily, and she loves being with me. I can't imagine life without her. I am so grateful to you for bringing Lily into my life. Was she a friend of yours, this person?
She's a friend of my son's.
Okay. She is well adjusted to life in Middle River. She thinks she's human. She plays with my granddaughters as if she's one of the girls. Lily has the sweetest personality. She's a good watchdog. If anyone comes to my door, she'll let me know. I'm having a great time with her. Thanks for everything. This is Lily?
Yes, that's the recent picture in the last week.
How old is Lily?
I think she's about 2.5 to 3 now.
Oh my God, she got puppy eyes. This is a recent picture?
Yes, that she just sent it to us this week.
That's the cutest dog I've ever seen. That's
We
a
keep
really
in
cute
touch
dog. I hope
with
my
all our
dog's not
owners.
listening. That's the cutest dog I've ever seen.
And the only thing that she did, she just changed the diet. She has been on a low-protein
Okay.
diet,
All right,
and she never
but
took her to the vet.
The wisdom of giving up Lily is mercifully not something I need to decide because you two decided it before you met me. You two apparently make a decision that you are going to give up Lily and he is going to give you a dog. What do you mean, no? That is what happened.
wasn't my decision. I had no choice.
That's not true.
I don't care. You settled that dispute by giving him the dog, and he gave you a new dog. And when you'd owned the dog for 9 months. So now you have a new dog, and the new dog's name is Puppy, correct?
Yeah.
What happens? What goes wrong with Puppy? Something goes wrong, obviously.
She has a bad liver. Same exact issue as the other one.
When did you find out that Poppy had liver issues?
February of 2010.
But you got her in when? Let me see the paperwork on Poppy.
I took her right away, and they did the test, but she was only 8 weeks old, and her liver was too small. So my vet said it didn't show up, and then when they called me and they said, we have bad news, and that this dog has a bad liver.
In February. But why didn't they know that in August or September or October or November, December?
They couldn't know it medically until the organ was developed.
And your position on this is, I presume, it's...
Listen carefully, this is probably the most important legal lesson in the whole episode. The judge is comparing the puppy to everyday purchases like a car or clothing, not because dogs are objects emotionally, but because contract law focuses on timing and remedies. Waiting 2 years before asking for a refund creates a massive legal hurdle. Do you think that's fair, or should pets be treated differently under the law?
It's too late. I already returned one dog after you owned it for a year. I'm not going to return a second dog after you owned it.
I disagree. I'm sorry. We didn't hear anything from her. We saw her twice. We bumped into once at the pool club. My wife bumped into once in a department store. We asked the house Poppy. She never said a word to us.
Okay.
The first thing I heard is when we get this court appearance that we heard that something's happening with Poppy. I never heard a thing in 2 years. It's not that we didn't hear it. Yeah, this whole time since she hasn't. We checked on her after 14 days.
Yeah, it's almost 2 years now. Why would you be able to return a dog 2 years later? Nobody else can.
No, can I back up? I mean, okay, here's the story. First, I don't think that this is covered by the dog law because she doesn't sell 9 dogs a year.
Okay, so hold on. Let's stop a second.
Okay. Well, can I say...
So, wait. We're going to take it piece by piece. There is a New York dog law, right? Many states have laws that govern the sale of animals. The New York dog law says that you've got 14 days to discover a congenital defect, and that there's certain things you got to do. You know you didn't do them. So you're saying they're not covered by New York dog law because they don't sell enough dogs a year in order to be pet dealers. Okay, how many dogs a year do you sell?
Maybe 2 to 4.
Okay, so fine. So now let's just go under a regular contracts theory, okay? If I go and buy a car, and I come back 2 years later and say, I changed my mind on the car, I don't really like how it operates. Do you think I can return the car? If I buy a dress and I have it and wear it and use it and and then I say, you know what, I changed my mind on the dress. Do you think I can return it? Why would you be in a better position? Tell me what under the law would entitle you to return a second dog? Because I'm stunned that they returned the first one, but they did. And then you got another puppy, and then now you want to return, you want me to order him to pay you for the first dog.
Okay. No, I mean, I hear you, and I understand exactly what you're saying, but, I mean, she knew that I had that sick dog. I couldn't handle another sick dog, and she gave me 2 sick dogs. My husband moved out on us right before I went to have the dog spayed, so there was a lot going on. I sent her an email about it, but I was dealing with trying to keep my kids fed, and so, I mean, I hear you, and I just feel that there should be protection against bad dogs.
How? What in the law would
the liver
protect
doesn't work.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So would you return a dog to a breeder? Oh, I got to go to you because I'm looking over here. Would you return that little dog to a breeder if you had the dog for 7 months?
Of course not.
Why?
Because I am attached to it after 7 months. I don't want to give it back.
Anybody a little more heartless here?
Well, I guess it would depend. If you were expecting a certain type of dog and you received something that wasn't in line with what you originally wanted, then
Okay. Everybody start booing him right now. Come on. Thank you. Going inside the courtroom.
Have you ever in your life heard of someone being able to return a dog 2 years later because the dog got sick?
I think my money should have been given back. I feel I was forced into taking another from the same parent.
How were you forced?
Because she said she wouldn't give me my money, and she told me she was getting an adoption fee for Lily. That she was getting money for Lily.
How did she coerce you? That you decide at one point, you know what? I'm going to get a brand new dog. That's a good deal for me. You know, I'm not going to have to get sick bills. I'm not going to have to pay for all of the care that I anticipate might happen with Lily. And you settle it, and I'm supposed to say, everybody else in the world has to abide by a settlement, but you don't. Why would I do that? Why would that be fair and just? If you were on the receiving end of this, you would never think that that was fair and just. You end up somehow convincing them, or they convince, whatever it is, you guys settle on Lily, and now we have Poppy. And now 2 years after you've owned Poppy, you think I'm going to order them to return your money? I'm not. Now you got a counterclaim against her for slander for the exact same amount she's suing you for. Tell me about that. What's that about?
Well, we had 2 of those puppies were sold by this one lady. We sold the 2 puppies to one lady.
And there's the verdict: nobody wins. The buyer gets no refund, and the breeder's defamation claim also fails. Why? Because simply sharing your personal experience with someone who asks isn't automatically defamation. To prove defamation, you generally need much stronger evidence of false statements causing real harm. A dramatic case, but legally it ends in a complete draw.
Okay. She gave us a deposit.
Okay.
But in a week, my wife put the check in. A week goes by. The check comes back that it was canceled. We called the lady. Why was it canceled? He said, because we heard that you sell sick puppies and I don't want it.
Okay.
She never had the nerve to call us, but we found out that it doesn't want it. I said, okay, but next time you should have called us and told us.
Okay. How did they hear? Why do you fault her?
I don't know, but that's what she said.
Do you know Maureen?
No.
Did you ever tell Maureen that they sell sick puppies?
I told them that I got a sick puppy.
To who?
I told her that I
just asked if you know her. You said no.
I don't know her. Somebody gave her my phone numbers saying that I got a dog from these people. And I said, I can't vouch. You know, she tells me.
Asterisk, this case leaves us with an important takeaway. Emotion and law don't always reach the same conclusion. The judge wasn't deciding who loved the dogs more, she was deciding what the law allows after a settlement and a long delay. If you were the judge, would you have ruled differently? Drop your verdict below, and let's debate it respectfully.
I'm her only sick dog, but I did get a very sick dog, and now I'm left with sick dog.
Okay.
You know?
Now, do you have the paperwork talking about Poppy's issues?
Yeah.
You have Poppy, right? Did you have to give away Poppy, or do you have Poppy?
I mean, it's a sick dog, and
do you have Poppy, yes or no? This is a simple question. Yes or no?
I own Poppy. I have her with a neighbor. I don't want a sick dog.
Okay.
I have no dog, and I'm sad, because I should have had a healthy dog.
Okay. All right. Based on any legal theory available of the many that could govern this, there is no way that I am going to order him to return any money to you after you've had the dog for 2 years. And based on what you have explained to me regarding your counterclaim, I don't find that to make out a case for $5,000 on defamation of character. She is entitled to take her opinion if someone asks, well, what do you think? Her opinion is that you sell sick dogs, and she tells one person that. That's not the same as posting it on Craigslist or posting it on Facebook or trying to defame you, in some massive way. She's asked a question. She answers a question. I don't think that makes out a case for defamation. On your we're done. On your counterclaim against her, 0. On her claim against you, also 0.
All right, hold on, guys, please.
All right, so the plaintiff has lost her case here in the court, and step on in here. No dog, no ruling, no nothing.
Ruling, no dog.
So
yes.
what's going on now?
I think there should be better laws in New York to protect people from sick puppies. A lot of times their internal organs aren't formed enough to know that they have, major defects. And
And so the dog's with the neighbor now?
yeah, it's a little old lady whose dog died, and I don't want a sick dog.
All right, so you're going to get another dog, a healthy dog? You're going to
I
try
guess
again?
We'll see.
Okay,
We'll
all right.
see. You know a good breeder?
No,
Okay.
not right now. Not right now. All right. Step on in here, sir. You satisfied how this comes out here?
I guess so.
All right. What was it like dealing with her as a client?
Rita, she made us nuts. She went back and forth for 2 months. She couldn't decide she wants the dog, she doesn't want the dog. And she wanted the puppy. Now, can I still keep Lily and all of this stuff and all of that stuff? That's the only reason why we countersued her for the same amount she wanted from me, because I thought it would be something to try for. And at least one way or the other, it's absolved, it's done with, and I don't have to deal with it anymore.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, I just want to repeat something. When you settle a claim with somebody, you can't reopen that dispute and then start arguing again that they breached the contract. Once you settle, over and out. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.